African powerhouses Egypt and Algeria make it 3 wins out of 3 over in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. But what about the likes of the Black Stars, Ghana? Can they get over the line and make themselves contenders in the qualification phase? We'll get into that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today is all about match number 4, that's right, in the AFCON qualifiers, that's right. Who, of course, will get closer. In fact, who can seal their deal right here, right now. We'll get into all of that in a minute, of course. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe. Any one-stop shop for AFCON qualifiers is right here. Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We're going to know here under one Ruski. That's right. Algeria, Morocco, they're still in action. They've got to play their third game. But, of course, Ivory Coast looking good. Angola doing the business over in Group F. Some surprise nations creeping closer to qualification with some big ones. Got a lot of work to do, and I'll show you who they are in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They're Patreons. You know who you are. Big shout out to the members. I know who you are. We're all part of the ever-growing family. There is a place you can be or a way you can get into that ever-loving family, and it costs you absolutely nothing, guys. What am I talking about? Well, I'll show you. That's right. This is it, folks. The best way to get in there right here, right now, is getting out there and voting for the platform right here. Blackburn Rovers sees this channel has been nominated for not 1, but 2 categories at the Football Content Creator Awards. But getting nominated is one thing. Getting the votes in is another. I need your votes, guys. I need your votes, whether you're from the DR Congo, Ivory Coast, Eswatini, Guinea-Bissau, Mozambique, Zimbabwe. My brother's from another mother. That's right. Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Malawi, wherever you are in Africa. Please, please, please get out there and vote. I need the African voices to be heard. And, of course, this will be a great way to do that. Get in there. Costs you absolutely nothing. Takes 20 seconds of your time, and of course, every vote goes towards whether we succeed or fail. Link is in the description. It's also on the screen. QR code if you know what to do with that bad boy. And then, of course, let's get back to the show. So here we go, folks. We're looking forward to the next round of games, but before that, recapping their last games. Now, again, these international windows are a little bit weird because the games are spread out all over the place. We've got 2 games in match day number 3 yet to go ahead, and then we've got a whole, they'll be playing again in this next video. So we'll go through it all here quickly. Namibia examples, they did lose to Zimbabwe. I went the other way. Cape Verde lost to Botswana, a bit of a surprise. Algeria, though, comfortably done. 5-1 winners over Togo. DR Congo pick up a win, a 1-0 win over Tanzania. Burkina Faso did beat Burundi 4-1. Madagascar, Gambia, 1-1 in the end. Got that one spot on the nose. Comoros surprised us all with a 1-0 win over Tunisia. Lesotho and Gabon 0-0. Egypt 2-0 winners over Marciana. Libya 1-0 winners. Nigeria 1-0 winners over Libya. Benin with a 3-0 win over Rwanda. Equatorial Guinea, I think that was a 1-0 win over there. Ghana drew with Sudan. That was a shocker. Angola 2-0 winners over Niger. Zambia could only draw with Chad. Ivory Coast 4-1 winners over Sierra Leone. Guinea against Ethiopia, according to my eyes, is yet to take place. I think it's taking place today. Mozambique against Eswatini was a 1-1 draw. Got that one spot on. As I did Mali against Guinea-Bissau. Got that one spot on. Cameroon did beat my boys from down the road. That is Kenya, 4-1 win. I went with a 3-0 win myself. Uganda with a 1-0 win over South Sudan. South Africa, Bafana with a 5-0 win over Congo. And Senegal with a 4-0 win over Malawi. And I was pretty close to the mark on that. And again, Morocco against Central African Republic is taking place today. They actually will repeat the match. Just like I think the majority, if not all these games, are going to be repeats from the last matches. So we're going to get into all that in a second. Let's take a look at the tables as you see it. Top 2 go through. That's the understanding. So currently, Tunisia, Comoros, they're going to the tournament. Morocco, Gabon, they're going at the moment. Egypt look like they're pretty much there. There's 3 games left. I think a win here, Egypt will probably be there. They'll qualify. Cape Verde, Botswana, Marciana in that Group C. Lot still to be played for that one. Over in Group D, Nigeria are going to be there. It looks like Benin also going to join them by all accounts. Algeria going to be there. Who will join them, we'll see. Angola going to be there, it looks like. South Sudan currently, Sudan in that driving seat in Group F. Ghana needs some work to do and fast. Meanwhile, Group G has Ivory Coast. They look like they're destined for the competition. Zambia hanging on in there as well. DR Congo Congo look good and strong right now, yet to concede their goal. Tanzania in the best driving spot. Mali over in Group I, they run away with it right now. Mozambique in second best there. Into Group J, it's Cameroon. But can Kenya get in there? Come on, Kenya, I believe in you. Squeak above Zimbabwe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Uganda, they're in the hot seat in Group K. South Africa are also alongside them. And then finally, Burkina Faso and Senegal tight in a very, very narrow Group L, of course, but they are hot to trot right now. That's, of course, the state debate in the groups. This was for the prediction league, which we're not doing right now. It's suspended, so ignore that. But these are your next round of games. And, of course, we're going to go all around Africa and explore each and every one of these games as they come around the corner. Kicking us all off, we're heading over to Ivory Coast as Burundi take on Burkina Faso. That's right, taking place over in Group L, of course. Burundi, back-to-back defeats for them, currently find themselves, are they third right now? With 3 points, up against Burkina Faso, who, of course, top the charts with 7 points, a couple of wins and a draw to boot. Now, they played 3 times, with the most recent match being just that round the corner. Burkina Faso coming out on top with a 4-1 win over Burundi to add to their already existing 2 victories over Burundi. Prior to that, of course, Burkina Faso picked up a draw against Senegal and a win against Malawi. On the flip side, Burundi losing to Senegal and, of course, picking up a win over Malawi as well. No odds on this one. Go with my gut. I think we are looking at a possible repeat of that victory for Burkina Faso on this one. 2-1 win, maybe a little bit narrower, but 3 points in the bag for Burkina Faso. We hop on over to Morocco now, as they will be the venue for Gambia up against Madagascar, coming at you on the 14th of October. Gambia and Madagascar played just the one time since 2024, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That was, of course, the previous match. Gambia currently find themselves in third with 2 points to the name, up against Madagascar, who are also on 2 points, but they sit fourth right here, right now. And now the previous match was a 1-1 draw. That was back on the 11th of October. Prior to that, Gambia picking up a loss against Tunisia and a draw against Comoros. On the flip side, Madagascar drawing with Comoros and losing to Tunisia as well. So similar carbon copy records there. And again, the draw against each other previously will probably sway my decision in one way or another. Tough match again, this one, but I'm leaning maybe this time around, second time lucky for Gambia. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win over Madagascar. And that match, again, taking place in Morocco. Next up, we go to the Stade de Kougui. Jean-Paul II Lomé in Togo, as they'll host Algeria. That's right, taking place over in Group E. Togo currently find themselves the draw kings, picking up 4 draws at the last 6. They sit third with 2 points to the name. Up against Algeria, who look pretty much perfect right now. 4 wins on the bounce, and 3 of those in this competition. Now, they played 5 times, these two nations, since 2013. Just 1 win for Togo, 4 for Algeria, including a 5-1 win just the other day. That one and only victory for Togo, you got to stretch back to January 2013. And so far, Togo picking up draws against Libya and Equatorial Guinea, and a big heavy loss to Algeria. On the flip side, Algeria looking comfortably, scoring 10 goals thus far in the 3 games they've played in the AFCON qualifiers. And again, I think this is leaning towards Algeria. They've been pretty much perfect so far. I think that will continue. 2-0 winners for them over Togo over in Group E. Head on over to Liberia now, as they will host Equatorial Guinea, taking place at the Samuel Kenwan Doe Sports Complex. Oh yeah, say that 5 times fast. Anyway, Liberia coming into this on 42% form for them right now, rock bottom of Group E with just 1 point. Equatorial Guinea coming into this sitting in second with 4 points right now over in Group E. Played twice since 2023, a win a piece. However, they did play just the other day, and it was a 1-0 win for Equatorial Guinea when they hosted them in this competition. Thus far, though, Liberia drawing with Togo, losing to Algeria, and also losing to Equatorial Guinea most recently. The flip side, their visitors, 1-1 loss, 1 draw, and thus far losing to Algeria, drawing with Togo, and of course picking up that win against Liberia. Again, like I said, they just played the other day. I think it might be a bit of a repeat. It might be a draw. Yeah, see, leaning on a draw this time. I think with the Togo fans behind them, that will be a 12th man sort of thing, and they'll grind out a result. It might not do them any favours for qualifying, but Equatorial Guinea seem to be in a good spot right now. Let's head on over to, Libya. Libya, is that right? As Sudan take on Ghana. That's right. Taking place at the Martyrs of February Stadium in Benghazi. Sudan coming out to 58% form for them right now. Back-to-back games without a win. Ghana, just 1 defeat in the last 6. 58% form. But of course, currently find themselves in third in the table, behind that of Sudan over in Group 8. They played 8 times in 2009. 1 win for Sudan, 6 for Ghana, 1 draw. And that 1 draw was the last time they played back on October October the 10th. Prior to that, though, it was a victory for Ghana the last time they played in the AFCON Championships. That was back in January 2023. So far, Sudan picking up a win over Nigeria, lost to Angola, and a draw against Ghana. On the flip side, Ghana also losing to Angola, picking up that draw against Nigeria, and of course the draw against Sudan haven't boosted their chances as well. The Black Stars need to get their act together here because currently they're outside the top two and they need a result and fast. I thought they would get one last time. I'm giving them another go this time. 1-0 winners over Sudan, but this match taking place. Head on over now to Ethiopia. But actually, a match taking place over in Ivory Coast as Ethiopia hosting Guinea. It's taking place over in Group H. That's right. Ethiopia are third with just the 1 point. Of course, a 42% form for them over the last 6. Guinea are rock bottom, fourth in the table, 0 points, 3 defeats on the spin. Coming at you, though, last time around was a 3-2 win for Guinea back in March 2023. Now, these two sides, I think that this is the game that's going to be taking place right now, today, as of recording. The reverse fixture. I think Guinea are going to win that game, but when it comes back around to Ethiopia, it might be a different story. That's right. But so far, both sides struggling to get any movement going in the AFCON qualifiers. And Guinea, of course, underestimating everybody with 0 points out of a possible 6 in their eyes. Got no odds on this one. Taking place, though, over in Ivory Coast. Bit of a neutral venue, which might also lean in favour for Guinea on this one. I actually list them down here, Guinea-Bissau. That's wrong. It will be Guinea. But regardless, so Ethiopia against Guinea, I'm leaning towards a Guinea victory here, but I'm going to go with a draw. I am, because it's awkward. I'm awkward like that. I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1 in the end. Meanwhile, over in Guinea-Bissau, just to complicate things even further, Guinea-Bissau taking on, who are they taking on? They're taking on Mali, that's right, coming out on the 15th of October. This match actually taking place in Bissau, Stadio 24 di Santa Brino. Guinea-Bissau, 50% form for them right now, back-to-back defeats up against Mali's side, back-to-back wins, of course. Now, they have played twice since 2024, 2 wins out of 2 for Mali, nothing for Guinea-Bissau heading into this one. Of course, 1-0 it was for Mali just the other day in Mali. Of course, who have been pretty much fantastic thus far in this competition, drawing Mozambique, picking up the win against Eswatini, and then that win against Guinea-Bissau. Meanwhile, the hosts in this match, Guinea-Bissau, picked up a win on the opening day at Eswatini. They did lose to Mozambique, and they've lost to Mali thus far. So it's not been great for them. They need to bounce back if they're going to make a repeat and get into the AFCONs this time around. They are just outside the top 2. But I think they're going to win this one. Going to give it to them against the hot trot Mali. I wouldn't bet on this one. 2-1 winners of Guinea-Bissau taking it. Heading over to South Africa now as Eswatini. They'll be hosting Mozambique, taking place over at the Mobile Stadium in Mobela. Is that right? It is in South Africa. Now, Eswatini have played Mozambique 3 times since 2021. 1 win for Eswatini, 2 draws, nothing for Mozambique. The hosts, though, in this match have not won in the last 9 matches. They sit 4th with just 1 point to the name. Mozambique, though, on the flip side, over in Group I, they sit 2nd with 5 points to the name. Now, they have just played the other day. It was a 1-1 draw. Mozambique, of course, were hosting them. And in fact, it's been back-to-back draws between these two sides. So far, though, Mozambique have been pretty good. Unbeaten as well. Drawing with Mali, beating Guinea-Bissau, and then, of course, that draw against Eswatini. As for Eswatini, losing to Guinea-Bissau, losing to Mali, pick up a crucial point against Mozambique on the road. No odds on this one, but I'm leaning towards a Mozambique victory to continue their fantastic start. Eswatini taking the L on this. Head on over to Uganda now. Is that right? We're heading to Uganda. Kampala, the venue. Wow, this is weird. It's Kenya. They're going to be taking on Cameroon in Uganda. Is that right? Anyway, we're going to go there. We're going to take a little look at the Mandela Stadium in Nambuli in Kampala. Kenya against Cameroon. I played just the 1 time, and it was the reverse fixture, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Kenya currently find themselves in 3rd with 4 points. Cameroon are in top with 7 points thus far over in Group J. 58% form for my boys. That is Kenya. Just 1 defeat in the last 4 up against Cameroon, who are unbeaten in the last 5. 67% form for them right now. Cameroon picking up that 4-1 win last time around in Cameroon, and so far I've got a pretty faultless performance. Beating Namibia, drawing with Zimbabwe, and then beating Kenya. Just 1 goal conceded in the last 3. Kenya, though, drawing with Zimbabwe, beating Namibia, and now, of course, losing to Cameroon. So 1-1 lost 1, drawn 1 over the last 3. Another tricky one, despite it technically being a Kenyan home match, I can't see them winning this one. I'm going to go at best with a draw here, 1-1 in the end. Kenya salvaging something, and that point could be massive between success and failure. They're aiming for that 2nd spot right now, and I love it. I would love it to see them in the AFCON next time around. Meanwhile, on the 14th of October, it will be Zimbabwe up against Namibia. Oh, I've just bloody revealed it. Coming at you on the 14th of October, Zimbabwe, second in the table, 5 points to the name, 67% form for them right now, just one defeat in the last 6. Up against Namibia, of course, rock bottom, 0 points, 4 defeats on the spin. Now, they played 6 times since 2008. 2 wins for Zimbabwe, 4 for Namibia, no draws between the two sides. Now, they just played the other day. It was a 1-0 win for Zimbabwe. However, prior to that, it was 4 wins on the spin for Namibia. Goodness gracious me. Of course, so far, though, Namibia have been pretty poopy, losing to Cameroon, losing to Kenya, and then now losing to Zimbabwe, just scoring 1 goal in the last 4 matches. Zimbabwe, though, on the flip side, being airtight at the back, keeping a clean sheets against Kenya, and then Cameroon, and also now Namibia. That's 3 clean sheets on the spin for them. I've got them on 1-0 win here for them. Clean sheet to boot, continuing their start, and of course putting them still in command here, or at least a good spot to get through to the AFCON by finishing in the top 2. Head on back over to Ivory Coast we go, and it is Comoros taking on Tunisia. That's coming at you this coming, when is it? Comoros against Tunisia, coming out on the 15th of October. Now, these two clubs have played just the one time. It was a reverse fixture, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Comoros sits second with 5 points to the name, unbeaten in the last 3, up against Tunisia, who are top with 6 points to the name, but the newcomers on the back of that defeat. And of course, surprise, surprise, it was a 1-0 loss to Comoros. That rhymes. Of course, that was in Tunisia back, of course, the other day. Comoros, though, looking pretty good right now. Draws against Gambia, Madagascar, and now that winning over Tunisia, whereas the hot-to-trot Tunisians picking up a winner against Madagascar and Gambia. Thought they were in the driving seat in this one, but have a shock loss on their hounds. Will Lightning strike twice? Don't think so. I did back Tunisia last time around. I'm backing Comoros to get something, though, out of this one, which I think still has Tunisia in the hot seat, and that will keep it as is for the time being. Head on over back to South Africa. We go as Lesotho. They ought to be taking on Gabon. That's right, coming out on the 15th of October. Played 5 times since 2008. Got nothing for Lesotho, 3 for Gabon, and 2 draws. The hosts, that is technically Lesotho, without a win in the last 7 matches. They are rock bottom with just 1 point over in Group B. Gabon, though, are in second with 4 points to their name. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. Now, they just played back in the 11th of October. It was a 0-0 draw. Gabon probably not happy with the result. Lesotho taking that point to the bag. Thus far, though, Lesotho losing to Central African Republic and Morocco make it back-to-back games without scoring a goal. Gabon, though, back-to-back clean sheets, of course, following on from the initial loss to Morocco back in September. Picked up a 2-0 win over Central African Republic, and now the 0-0 against Lesotho. Should win this one, should they? Yes, they are. 1-0 wins Gabon on the road against a currently toothless Lesotho. While heading over to Morocco in the same group, it will be Central African Republic and it will be Morocco. Now, this one comes with a bit of a caveat, and that caveat being, is it actually, I don't know which way we're looking at it here, sorry. It's going to be in Central African Republic, technically the host. Now, these guys have yet to play the first game, which is taking place today. So this is the second game, which of course coming out on the 15th of October. And as it stands, after 2 games, Central African Republic are in third with 3 points to the name. Morocco are top, 6 points to the name, and they've won 5 of the last 6. They look pretty hot to bloody trot. Now, they played these two sides 3 times since 2014, with the last match being back in November 2020. Like I said, they haven't played the first one, which will technically be Morocco against the Central African Republic. This is the reverse fixture. So I think I must have backed Morocco in the first game, and I'm probably going to back them on this one because they are really a class above a lot of these African nations. 2-0 winners in that one to make them what I would expect to be qualified with 12 points over possible 12. Let's go over to Nashot there now as Mauritania take on Egypt. That's right, Mauritania currently find themselves, look at that, they haven't got much coverage over in the Google Maps for Mauritania. They currently got 1 win in the last 6. They're 4th with 3 points to the name. Up against Egypt, top of the table, 3 wins on the bounce, 9 points of a possible 9. Now, they've just played in Egypt. It was a 2-0 win for Egypt, who, of course, have been pretty faultless. In fact, they have been perfect thus far. 3 wins, 3 clean sheets, scoring, 9 goals in the last 3, averaging 3 goals a game. Up against Mauritania, though, who did win on opening day against Botswana, losing to Cape Verde, and then losing to Egypt on the road. Their home record, of course, pretty much perfect, but they've only played the 1. Don't think they'll win this one, though. Egypt will come out on top with another clean sheet, looking good. And, of course, again, just like Morocco, edging closer, if not sealing qualification for the AFCON already. Heading over to Botswana now as they take on Cape Verde. coming at you this coming October the 15th. Botswana against Cape Verde. The rematch, that's right. Botswana just one win in the last 6. That one win was the last one, and it was against Cape Verde. Up against Cape Verde, who currently find themselves second in the group. That is, of course, Group C. 3 points of a possible 9. Again, that 1-0 win for Botswana back on the October the 10th match. That, of course, gave Botswana a big old boost here. Losing to Mauritania and then losing to Egypt. That's their first goal scored in this AFCON qualifiers, and what a goal it was. On the flip side, Cape Verde losing to Egypt, picking up a win against Mauritania, could have secured or at least put themselves right back in the thick of things with a win over Botswana last time around. It was a bit of an upset this one last time, but will lightning strike twice? No, I'm going to go on the fence somewhat. Again, Botswana will take that 4 points of a possible 6 when you would offer them before the matches took place. So 1-1 in the end in Botswana. I don't know, to Rwanda. They're up in action up against Benin, or Benin, or it's Benin, isn't it? That's coming out on the 15th of October as well. This match taking place on in Group D with Rwanda. 50% form for them right now. They sit third with 2 points to their name up against Benin, who are second with 6 points to their name, and they've started pretty perfect with 2 wins out of the possible 3. Now, they played 6 times these two sides since 2012. 4 wins for Benin, nothing for Rwanda. It's been 2 draws between the two sides. They did just play right around the corner. It was a 3-0 win for Benin. We make it back-to-back wins for them, stretching back in this year, of course. Benin's their record, losing to Nigeria, picking up wins against Libya and, of course, Rwanda. As for the hosts in this match, back-to-back draws, of course, prior to the game against Benin. Had them in an okay position, but bringing the game back to Rwanda, good chance for them to maybe cause an upset against Benin. So I think I am leaning to, I'm not going to go with the Benin victory on the road to make it back-to-back in quick succession and put them in a right good spot to qualify out of Group D. Head back over to Benghazi now as Libya will take on Nigeria. That's right, Libya against the hotshot Super Eagles. I'm just trying to find it on my list. It's the last game here. Because Libya currently find themselves in 4th with just 1 point. The Super Eagles are in top with 7 points out of a possible 9. They played 4 times since 2018. 4 wins out of 4 for Nigeria, including the last match back in October or the other day. They're 1-0 winners for Nigeria. Of course, last time they played technically in Libya, it was a 3-2 win for Nigeria back in October 2018. Thus far, though, Libya opened up with a 1-1 draw against Rwanda, losing to Benin, and then losing to Nigeria in quick succession. Those 2 games were on the road. Nigeria's record has been also pretty much faultless, yet to concede a goal. 3-0 win over Benin, 0-0 against Rwanda, and a 1-0 win over Libya. Despite being in the away dugout, I think Nigeria will come out on top here with a 2-0 win. Oh yes! And again, edge closer to qualifying for the AFCON. Over to Casablanca we go as Nigeria take on Angola. That's over in Group F. Nigeria currently find themselves bottom of Group F with just 1 point to have a possible 9 against Angola, who are phenomenal right now. 5, they haven't lost in the last 11 games. They've won 6 on the bounce, 100% form, and they do have a pretty much perfect record against Nigeria over the last 3. They've won 3 on the bounce. And the record thus far has been pretty much faultless as well. 1-0 winners over Ghana, beating Sudan, and then Nigeria. On the flip side, Nigeria losing to Sudan, picking up a draw against Ghana, and then losing to Angola just the other day. Again, you're back in Angola here. They're looking incredible. One of the informed, if not the informed nation in Africa. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. It might not be as pretty, but 3 points in the bag. And again, probably sealing a deal to qualify for the tournament in the AFCON next year. So head on over to Cameroon we go. It's Chad taking on Zambia. That's right, in Group G. Now, these two sides just played, and we'll talk about that shortly. Chad, though, without a win in the last 5, up against Zambia, who are unbeaten in back-to-back games, of course. Now, they played a 0-0 draw. Zambia were the hosts. That was back on the 11th of October. And so far, Chad yet to score a goal, but picking up a couple of points, drawing with Sierra Leone and drawing with Zambia. They did lose to Ivory Coast, sandwiched in between those draws. On the flip side, Zambia also been a little bit toothless, 2 games without a goal, but they did tonk Sierra Leone 3-2 way back in September. Coin flip on this one, leaning towards Zambia. Yeah, 1-1 draw, point in the bag. And I think Chad would be happier. Zambia may be missing an opportunity here to get themselves closer to Ivory Coast in this group. Speaking of the Ivory Coast, they are in action up against Sierra Leone. Match taking place over in Liberia. That's right, Sierra Leone currently find themselves just 1 point out of a possible 9 over in Group G. 33% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Ivory Coast, though, 5 wins in the last 6. They look A-OK. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 11. And they're top the charts with 9 out of a possible 9. They played 7 times since 2014, these two nations, including a 4-1 win just the other day. Meanwhile, thus far, Sierra Leone, what we're looking at here, draw against Chad, losing to Zambia, and then Ivory Coast, of course, the opposition here. Perfect, scoring 8 goals in the last 3 games combined and 9 points out of a possible 9. They'll make it 12, though, as well here. They are, of course, superior nation, 2-0 winners, Ivory Coast over Sierra Leone. Match taking place over in Liberia. Let's go over to Tanzania now as they take on Democratic Republic of Congo, coming at you over in Group H. That's right, Tanzania, second at the table, 4 points on the board, a possible 9. Just 1 defeat, though, in the last 6. Up against DR Congo, won 4 on the bounce. They top the charts, 9 out of 9. Now, these two nations have played 4 times since 2021. 2 wins for DR Congo, nothing for Tanzania, and there's been 2 draws. They did just play, just past a couple of days, 1-0 winners it was for DR Congo, who haven't conceded a goal against Tanzania in the last 3 matches. Their record thus far, in fact, has been pretty stellar as well. 3 clean sheets, wins over Guinea, Ethiopia, and Tanzania. On the flip side, Tanzania drawing with Ethiopia, picking up a win against Guinea, and then now losing to Congo. They're still in the thick of things and could qualify, could Tanzania, but DR Congo will win this game. Oh, no, they won't. What am I thinking? Going for a draw. It's in Tanzania. Maybe that 12th man will give them the edge. 1-1 in the end. Into the final couple here, South Sudan will be taking on Uganda, coming at you over in Group K. Match taking place over in South Sudan at the Juba National Stadium. South Sudan, 4 defeats on the spin. In fact, they haven't won in the last 9 matches, and they currently find themselves bottom of the pile with no points over in Group K. Uganda, on the flip side, they're in second, unbeaten thus far in the first 3 matches, 7 points out of a possible 9. And they played 3 times, including the reverse fixture, a 1-0 win. It was for Uganda in Uganda back on the 11th. So far, though, South Sudan looking at defeats against Congo, the Republic, South Africa, Bafana, and of course Uganda. On the flip side, Uganda with that draw against South Africa, win against Congo Republic, and that win over South Sudan. Tough one, this one, looking at it. Am I going for Uganda? No, I'm going for a cause, a bit of an upset. South Sudan 1-0 winners to open up this group a little bit, give South Sudan a chance. They did give South Africa a game when they played in South Sudan, so let's give them a little bit of benefit of doubt over Uganda. Go over the Republic of Congo, not the Democrat, but the Republic of Congo. They're taking on South Africa, coming at you this coming, when is it? 15th of October. Congo coming at you with 3 points to the name out of a possible 9. They sit third currently, with South Africa currently top the charts, 7 points out of a possible 9 over in Group K. They played 3 times since 2014, 2 wins for Bafana, nothing for Congo, and 1 draw between the two sides. South Africa did put 5 past Congo last time around just the other day and make it back-to-back clean sheets against the Congo. So far, though, South Africa drew with Uganda. They just squeaked past South Sudan, and then they put 5 past Congo. They've scored 10 goals in the 3 qualifiers. They've found the back of the net. Meanwhile, Congo, just the 1 goal thus far. It was an important goal because it won a game against South Sudan. They are hosting for just the 2nd time. It's been perfect thus far. Will they make that the count this time around? Don't think so in my eyes. Or do I? Yes, I do. Surprise, surprise. I fooled you once again. It's what I do. 2-0 winners. Congo taking it to the house. And then finally, folks, we head over to Malawi as they take on Senegal. That's over in Group L, of course. Malawi, 0 out of 0 or 0 out of 9 thus far. Rock bottom currently of Group L. Senegal, though, pretty much doing the business. 7 points out of possible 9. They have won or unbeaten at least the last 7 matches. In fact, they haven't lost any of the last 13 on the road either. Now, they just played. It was a 4-0 win, this previous match, the reverse fixture in Senegal just the other day. And, of course, have been pretty much faultless thus far. They did draw Burkina Faso, picked up low clean sheets against Burundi and Malawi. Speaking of Malawi, they did lose to Burundi and Burkina Faso. And, of course, Senegal to make it 3 defeats on the spin. Not good stuff for them. Senegal will win this one. 2-0 winners to make it job done and looking good to qualify for the tournament itself. That, my friends, completes it. What a thriller. Of course, we'll be back in November to bring you bang up to date with this. And don't forget to vote, vote, vote. I need your African voices out there. Get out there and vote. Best club content creator, best podcast, both for the Football League. It costs you nothing. 20 seconds of your time to be, it should be 10 seconds of your time, really. It is that easy, that piece of piss. Link is in the description. I could really do with your help. So please, please, please go ahead and vote. And that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. We'll be back in November to bring you back up to date with what's going on in the AFCON qualifiers. Until then, we're done.